Hello and welcome, option theorists. This is Neil here again. In this video, I want to talk to you about and show you, of course, inside of ThinkOrSwim's paper money platform, how to place trades for shares, whether they be ETFs or stocks, etc. So let's get right to it. Let's hop in the computer and see how this looks. All right, so I did recently adjust the size of my font for this inside of the setup menu here. So we covered some of these settings in a previous video. I'll link to that above. And in there, I adjusted the font size. I'm hoping it will be better for those that view this video in what will be my future. No, what is my future, what will be my past when you're watching this. All right, anyway, so up on screen here, you can see I have 0 positions. And today I want to go over how do we take a position with shares of some sort of equity, whether that be a ETF or a company like stock, right? So you can see over on the left-hand side, I still have Apple highlighted here. Why don't we just stick with Apple here? And just as an example, I don't actually want this trade to fill, but I want to go through how I would do this if I wanted it to actually fill. All right. So over here on the main side of this, and I didn't cover this actually, so this is a little bit of a bonus. If you don't want this on the left-hand gutter, if you would, or sidebar, you can click on this little arrow and it'll move it and you can have more real estate here. And then it's hiding back over here. You click this arrow over here on the left-hand side and it'll slide back out, I suppose. So I'm going to leave that here for now. And we're going to move over to either the trade or the analyze tab. Honestly, I like playing in analyze mode, right? Because we're doing this in with a mindset of learning and seeing what the future would hold, whether or not things would work, understanding our probabilities. So with that said, let me collapse all of our options here. We're not actually going to be working with options. In this one, we want to talk about how to place trades on shares, right? And to do that, we don't need these option chains. And why are we doing that? Well, because we should probably have an appreciation for the fact that the options that we will trade are derivatives of the underlying here. And so in this case, Apple, the share has value, right? And we can see that its current price here the current bid in the ask is $330, $301.15. So of course, this is a wider bid-ask spread pre-market trading right now. This is the close for last week. I believe that's how that works. Once again, quick disclaimer, not an expert, just everyday person like you. So you ready to see how easy this is? If you want to sell or go short, right, you click on the bid of something, whether that's in options or for the shares of something, okay? And if you want to buy something, you click on the ask. And it's really tiny, but I promise you, when you mouse over either of these, right next to your mouse cursor, you're going to see the word sell and you're going to see the word buy. To be honest, I don't remember that being the case. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's take a look by doing the traditional thing, right, and going long Apple. Let's say we think after having looked at the chart for Apple, it had a couple of down days. Maybe we expect it to bounce back somewhere up towards its, recent resistance up here. 327. Okay, great, cool, right? So we think that's the case. We're going to choose to buy this, right? So we click on that. And you'll notice that what happens is down here, it shows that we're analyzing the purchase. We're buying 100 shares because that's what we set up inside of our settings. It's really the default setting is 100. And if you can afford 100 shares of Apple, God bless you. So in this paper trading account, you can, right? Because they give you $200,000 of paper money to play with. So there it is. There's the position. And as a brief intro into it, we'll see over here that we can actually see the risk profile for taking a long position. So here's where the market currently is, right? And what happens if the stock price begins to move up today as we expect it to? Well, we can see that we begin to make money. This pink line here will show us, right, that we will be making money as we move to the right. And of course, should these share prices go down, naturally we will lose money. So negative $600 or $700 here like this, right? If it gets to 290, right, we'll have lost, well, close enough, right? Almost $1,100. So with that said, okay, what do you think, before I do this, what do you think the risk graph would look like if we chose to short Apple, right? Now, I could go ahead and remove this long trade, all right? And I'm going to do that by clicking this X over here on the right. Now that trade is gone. I'm going to go back to this add simulated trade, and instead of going long, let's say I think Apple's going to continue to go down, because when I look at this chart on my analysis says, all right, it broke through the most recent resistance, and I'm in a technical analyzer. I'm coming down to maybe here, 299, 300, right? Okay, cool. So now you want to take a short position. So if you were to click on the bid, that will then change your order down here. Of course, we're in stock. We're selling 100 shares at this current price, and let's take a look at what that risk profile is. So now, if the market begins to take Apple up, we begin losing money, and if the market takes Apple down, we begin making money. Which, admittedly, when I first learned about that was, I'm moving my hands with a mind-blown thing. You can't see it because you're looking at my screen right now, but that was mind-blowing for me, because definitely up until that point in my financial education, which was zero, all right, I didn't realize you could make money as something goes down in value. So just that alone might take you, if you're at all like me, a little while to get used to that idea. So I also want to show you, before I leave, as a little parting gift, that you didn't really have to go in and delete this trade if you wanted to change the trade to a long position or short position. Instead of having sell here, you can change this to buy and go back and forth. Notice the color changes, and of course, the risk profile also changes as well. So with that, that's analyzing it, right? And you can turn this into an order. But let's say you didn't really want to analyze it. You know what the risk profile of a long or short position is, and you just wanted to trade it. We can do the same thing over here. I'll close up this options chain. And I'm going to click on the ask because I want to buy some shares, right? And now we see that the stock, it's buy, and you can't really read that that's 100, right? That's a shame. So, okay, it's 100. And let's see if I can get that a little bit bigger. There it is. Cool. All right. See what happens when you mess with your font size, like I said in the beginning. Oops. All right. Now, at this point, it is not locked, which means it'll do some price discovery and try to fill for us. Or you can lock in a limit order, at which point you say, oh, look, I only want to get filled if it's at, I need some more real estate here as well. So let's do that. There we go. All right, cool. Maybe a little more of that. All right, cool. Now, so it's 385. What if I want to do it at, if it comes down to a certain price, right? I can type something in, or I can click the minus arrow. So when it gets to $300 even, I want to get it. Notice the lock is there. At this point, I can hit confirm and send, or delete, right? Remember, we're in paper money. There's no risk here. So we click that. It'll tell us the cost of the trade plus commissions. Gotta love those commissions. $0, right? It's going to take let's round to $15,000 in buying power out of our account, because this is a margin account, not the IRA account. And yeah, see, we're in the margin account. And if you wanted to, and you're ready to have this go in, you click on send. That puts that in. Notice that it didn't fill, and that's okay, because I didn't want it to fill anyway. But it will try to fill when the market opens. So we go back to our monitor tab here, and we'll be able to see that we have a working order. It's 1, right? This one here. I don't want that to actually work. I want that to go bye-bye. So I'm going to right-click that. I'm going to choose cancel order. And it's gone. See, canceled to buy. So I hope that helped. This is our first look at actually placing trades, paper money, paper trading. I hope you found that helpful. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Give me a thumbs down if you didn't. You can leave me a comment, would be even better. I love to hear from anyone, and whether or not this is helpful for you. So I will see you again in future videos. Take care. Best wishes.